Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald bringing you a reading for Thursday, August 14th, 2025. And out of the traditional Rider-Waite deck, we have the Moon card showing up with the Temperance card. And this is really a space where you could feel as though you are howling at the moon, literally, right? Where you could feel that, man, everything that I've been doing isn't really getting me the result that I want, right? So you feel as though, hey, I'm going to put positive out and positive shall return to me. It's something that you firmly believe in. And as you do that, you feel like, man, I'm doing the work. I'm doing all of these things, but you've grown tired. You've grown weary. You feel as though now I'm doing all of these things. I feel as though you're just going through the motions of it, where you're doing it just to do it. So there's no feeling behind it. There's no gratitude that accompanies it. There's no joy that accompanies it. And so that's where things may feel a little bit futile for you, right? Where what's the point in doing all of this if I'm not seeing the results from that? But there is a highlight here for us in that I feel as though what's holding you back, it could be something that has to do with your beliefs, past life things where you may have taken some sort of a vow of poverty, a longstanding oath that you have taken. And so it's really affecting you in manifesting that abundance that you're really hoping for at this point in time. And so I feel as though in connecting with all of this, I see like a receding water. So when we talk about water, that's our emotions. That's where you're feeling like, what's the point in all of this? You could feel a little bit hopeless. You could feel a lot less emotionally invested in this now as a result of things being slow to come to fruition for you. And so as you do that, things slow down more and more as you become less invested in that. Things will start to slow down more and more. But with it, it comes in with a stable energy, all in all, right? So we talk about that receding water, and it's where you are holding space for the things that you're trying to call in. So you could be holding space for the abundance that you're trying to call in, the happiness, the money, the overwhelming joy. So those things can come in for you, but your container is never going to fill if you are in a space where energy is siphoning out or leaking out as a result of a long-standing belief that you've had, or again, that like past lifetime oath where you vow for poverty, right? This could have been a contract that you made, and this is really where you may not focus necessarily on material gains. You could be dependent on other people. This could have happened in a past life. And so there's a need here with these cards. It highlights a need for us to find that balance, right? A balance between not having enough and having too much. And so could be money, worldly needs like food, things like that. Could be a state of like extreme feelings of scarcity where you're definitely feeling as though you don't have enough of things, or this excess, right? Where there is this indulgence and overindulgence. And so as you have more and more of something, it can also block that from manifesting. It's weird because we start to hold on to too many things, or hold on to something too tightly, and in essence it repels it. And so that mindset that we have, it's very important, right? We don't want to have that mindset of scarcity. And so this container that you're holding and hoping to fill with your abundance is really being held from filling as a result of all of the things that you have going on. So it could be also an energetic attachment. So perhaps someone is stealing your joy. Literally, they can't steal your joy. However, if you have someone around you that nags you or says something that triggers you constantly, right? It kind of knocks you out of your state of flow. And so it really affects you. It pulls you out of joy. It pulls you out of flow. And what we're striving for here is a 0 point, right? A point where we are doing the work, putting out the positive, right? And then not attaching emotionally to the outcome, but just allowing things to happen. And so as we get into that 0 point, it starts to magnetize things to us, right? So when you're getting constantly nagged or poked and prodded and triggered by things that people are saying, it's pushing you out of that 0 point, which is that 0 point is our limitless possibilities, our infinite potential, right? We always want to be in that state, and that's the state you're going to see most of your synchronicities in. So if you are focusing on something that you're hoping to manifest, you might see more of that in that flow state, right? In that 0 point, in that infinite potential. So, and I'm reminded here actually that you may even see the angel number 14, which is just a reminder that the divine is supporting you and there's a need for balance in everything. And it encourages you to really stay optimistic, trust the universe to show up for you, and that it is important to also manage your effort with ease. So taking inspired action and putting that effort in when you feel called to, when you feel it's necessary, but then also taking that step back, right? Allowing things to show up for you, not being attached to how they show up for you, right? And so it's a beautiful energy here for us. So the yellow flowers here on the Temperance card, I'm very called to, the irises. And so this is just a little bit of a reminder here that if you are in a scarcity mindset, right, you're believing that there is not enough of something, you're holding on very tightly to something and it's repelling you, it's almost like you dread things. You dread doing the work. You have a state of agony, essentially, right? It ruins you, where it keeps you where you are, and that's not what we want. So we really need to be able to look at the bright side, because there's always a positive aspect for every negative, right? That's that equal and opposite reaction, right? For every action that is taken, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And so there's always a positive in any negative situation. So it's about looking for those things, staying attuned to looking for those circumstances, the things that are the bright side of everything. And so there's a reminder that the sun will come out tomorrow, right? Like things are going to be brought into light. These circumstances will eventually shift. This is only a temporary situation, so not to let yourself feel dragged down by this, but know that it's just part of the process. So something that could really help us to let go of this stagnant energy and get back into that 0 point where there's that vacuum pulling in new positive things for us. Some of the things that we could do is to declutter. It's going to help to open up our channels of abundance. And so as you let go of the past, you release that stagnant energy, you bring in harmony in your environment, and then it in turn affects the balance that you feel in your mind, right? And so you could realize that you have more than you could ever need. And so by allowing yourself to let go of some of those things and find that balance, you'll find that it is a way to release that scarcity mindset and really bring in more joy, call in more joy, abundance, and wealth. So a beautiful read here for us. I do so hope that this resonates for you. As always, I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. Thank you so much. Take care.